Hi there. This is going to be fun. This is Saucy Shawn, and this is Sarah. She's being my videographer, my sucker in this venture. So we're going to try doing a little bit of cooking and doing some videos and seeing what happens and seeing if we can teach you guys how to cook some stuff and all that fun stuff. So we don't know how it's going to go, but we're going to see. So tonight I'm cooking tomato basil chicken. I'm using chicken breasts, and I'm just going to cut them into half, cut off the little fun part there. And got about 3 pounds of breast here. And it's just going to be a nice little supper. I'm just cutting them in half, partly to cook them faster because I'm hungry and it's getting late, and partly because it just helps spread out the food a little bit and go a bit further. So, got about, what is it, 1, 2, 3, 6 breasts that came in this package. So, cutting off there's a name for that, just can't remember. We're cutting that off. We're going to cut these in half, nothing special. I'm really just a basic cook. I like to do things easy. I like to do things simple. I don't like to be fancy. I don't use fancy, expensive knives most of the time. I just got these ones. They're great. Actually, this is a good one. This is the Victorinox, or whatever it is. But I use a lot of knives that just come from Wholesale Club, of all places, because they're cheap and easy. So we got our chicken sort of cut up here and prepped. Get rid of the garbage. We're going to add a little bit of melted butter to it. I'm going to stick it in. I'm going to use a cast iron frying pan tonight because it was quick and easy to get to. You can do this in any kind of baking dish, really. But I use cast iron for a lot of stuff, as you're soon going to see. We're going to place the chicken nicely in the pan here. Try for a single layer. If it all fits, that would be great. If not, well, we just make it work. But I like to make real food for real people. Those of you who don't know me, well, this is, again, my first attempt. I have spent 2 years as a food service manager at a church camp and retreat center, and I've volunteered at another church camp for a few summers. But I did a week. I got suckered into doing a week one year, and then the next year I did a week, and I think I did 2 weeks, and we're just adding some melted butter. You can use buttermilk too and let it soak for a little while. Let it marinate the buttermilk. It helps break down the chicken, which is why in all good fried chicken recipes you have a buttermilk dredge and marinade. So we get the butter in there well. Mix it up. Now it's really important when you're dealing with chicken that you keep your cooking area clean. You wash your hands. Chicken's got bad bacteria in it potentially that you don't want to spread around the kitchen. So I just got some soap in my hand here and gonna get some water going and just wash those hands off really well. Not just because of COVID, it's because of chicken. See, chicken, COVID, they start with C. You know how that works. Things that are bad for you. So we got the chicken in there. This is going to be enough. Those 6 breasts, you could probably get a good 6 servings out of this. Unless you've got a teenage boy that you're going to feed, in which case it's going to be a bit less. If you've got a bunch of teenage girls, it'll probably be a little bit more. I only touched the tap with my left hand initially, which hadn't touched the chicken, so I'm happy with that. It's all good. Now, in a perfect world, what we would do next is chop up some basil and throw some basil on here, fresh basil. But when I went to Co-op tonight, there was no basil, no fresh basil. And I was all out of dried basil, so I picked up some freeze-dried basil. And we're going to give it a try. I'm going to sprinkle a generous portion of basil in there because I really like basil. It's better when it's fresh, but this will work fine. Now, we're going to leave it like that. I'm going to throw it in a 450 degree oven I'm going to throw it in for about 15-20 minutes. And then I'm going to add some sauce to it. We'll show you that. And then we'll put it in for about another 20 minutes. And then we're going to add some fresh mozzarella on top. Let it bake in for 5 to 10 minutes. Serve it with some linguine. Was it linguine I bought? Yes, it was linguine I bought. And we'll be cooking that up in a little while too. So stay tuned. We'll be back at you.
That's going. We're good.
Well, hi, I'm back. We've put the chicken and the basil. Oh, I should have put some salt and pepper on it. I'll do that when we bring it out. In the oven. And I'm going to slice up some mozzarella to put on top. Now what I did, I actually bought pizza mozzarella cheese. It'll be fine. Fresh mozzarella, really good. You can actually get away with almost any cheese. You can use cheddar or Monterey Jack or Brie. That would be really good, but probably melt too much. But you can kind of get away with any real cheese. But the mozzarella is a little bit nicer, a little bit fresher. I really love the fresh mozzarella that Costco has right now. Been really good. We're going to use this pizza mozzarella because it's what I bought. So we're going to slice it up. Try and get like 1/4 inch slices. It's hard to slice. There's probably people out there who have secrets for slicing cheese. I just ignore people and end up doing things quick and easy while I'm doing it because, well, that's who I am. So we're going to slice up this stuff so we can stick it on top after the chicken is baked. So you'll find when I'm cooking stuff that, again, I use exact measurements where needed, but even them I can be a little bit flexible with. Cooking is about having fun and cooking things that you enjoy. My daughter Sarah here once told me that it's not hard to make yummy food. And she's right. It's not hard to make yummy food. So we've got our cheese sliced. When we bring out the chicken after it's been cooking for about 15 minutes, I might have said 20, something like that, we're going to put some sauce on it. You can use a bottled sauce, a canned sauce. This is a sweet basil marinara. I was actually looking for a Scarponi's pasta sauce, but again, Co-op didn't have any. What I really like to do is make a fresh marinara and cook it in that, but that wasn't in the cards for tonight. And one night we'll do a video where we make fresh marinara because it's really good. So I think that's all we have to do for the next few minutes. I've also prepped a pot of water. I'll bring it over. We're going to cook some linguine. I have no idea what brand this is. Pasta Zera. Oh, it's got to be traditional because it says pasta in it. Oh, it's a product of Italy. We're going to make this up. When you're cooking pasta, one thing you want to remember is to use a big pot and lots of water. Even if you're only cooking a little bit of pasta, use lots of water because pasta needs a lot of water to make itself right. So hold on, we'll be back in a few minutes when the chicken is ready for the pasta sauce. Okay, we've now been in the oven about 15 minutes. So we're going to pull this out of here. You can see it's bubbling up nicely. So what we're going to do is add a little bit of salt and pepper, which I forgot earlier. A little bit of sea salt. There we go. A little bit of pepper. We've got coarse ground black pepper. Could get fancy and get out the pepper mill, but hey, this is easy. And you guys want to cook easy things, right? Yes.
I do.
Yes. Then we're going to grab a jar of this pasta sauce. Dump her on in there. And we're going to always question, is that enough sauce? What do you think?
Looks good to me.
Looks good to you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll just rinse a little bit of that out. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to put that back in the oven for about another 20-30 minutes. Let's call it 20 minutes this time. And at the same time, I'm going to turn on my pot of water here. So we'll set the timer. You know what, let's make it 25. I won't need quite that long, but what I got here is my pot for pasta. There we go, a little bit of salt in there. We're all ready to go. I'm going to turn that on, let it come to a boil. And again, we wait until the chicken and stuff is ready. And we're back. Hi there. So we've had our chicken in almost 25 minutes now. Our water boiled and I turned it down and it started boiling again. So I'm just going to go with that a full roaring boil. I'm going to go pour my pasta into it. I'm just going to cook all of this because, as I said, I hate figuring out how much pasta to cook for people. And can always do leftovers. So I see Sarah fiddling with the camera. We don't know if this video is ever going to see the light of day or if this is just something that we're going to use as a practice. So I'm going to put my pasta in. And don't cover your pasta when you're cooking it. Just put it in and make sure it all gets in the water. Give it time to soak up. Now you'll see on every pasta package there's actually a time. Sometimes it says minutes, sometimes it doesn't. That's how long it's supposed to take to cook. I don't believe it. It always takes longer. But we're going to go with 6 to 7 minutes.
67 might be too many.
Yes. Our chicken is... I'm going to set the timer for 9 minutes there. Our chicken, well, let's see how it's doing. Oh, look at that. Does not look good. So I'm going to take my thermometer, which I left over here. Investing in a decent digital instant read food thermometer is a great idea. We're going to turn it on, we're going to poke it. We're aiming for at least 168 degrees. For 15 seconds, by the way, it's got to be up there. 160, 161, 162, 63, 64, 65, that's 65, that's close, it's going up. That's 53, 61, 64, 65, 66, 67. Yeah, we're just about 68 degrees, it's coming up there. And just checking different pieces, making sure they're all good and up to temperature. Breaking them up a little bit, mixing things up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, we're all good. We're all up to temperature. We'll wash that off. Before we do that, we're just going to stir things up a little bit here.
So checking the temperature, what's that for?
That's to ensure that it's cooked to food safe temperature so that you don't get salmonella or any other nasty little surprises and bugs and stuff. Basically, there's a whole food safe temperatures where you have to cook food to make sure that they're safe to eat by humans. Just mix that up a little bit. Now what we're going to do, could have used a little bit less sauce maybe. But I'm just going to pop over and turn my oven up from 400 to 500 just to get a nice crust on that cheese when it goes in. We're going to put a slice of cheese over most of the big pieces of chicken here. Is it one piece? That's one piece. Oh, this is actually going to be nice and cheesy.
Yum.
Really nice and cheesy. Look at this. It's a problem with cutting the pieces. It's harder to find them, so we're just going to spread this out a bit here. Give it a nice layer of cheese. There's still 7 minutes left on the pasta at least, so we're going to take this and put it in the oven. There we go. Now, if you're using fresh Basil, you really want to watch your time because it will melt and become goo really fast. The pizza mozzarella will take a little bit longer. Cheddar or some real cheese like that will take even longer. So just watch it. Be careful. So I got about 7 minutes left on my pasta. I also just bought a salad to make it a complete meal tonight. One day we'll talk about how to make Caesar dressing and other salad dressings. But not tonight. Because tonight is about the chicken. But you see, there's no point in just cooking the chicken if I'm not going to eat it. So we're going to make sure the pasta keeps boiling. We're going to stir it up, mix it up, make sure the strands of linguine separate a bit. Right now they're in some clumps. There we go. I don't know if you can see this, but that's okay. So, what else do we have to say about cooking? Well, not much. But there's always time for a dad joke. So, what are we going to go with tonight? Why did the chicken cross the road? To show the gopher that it could be done. Yes, yes, it's sad, but that's what happens when you have dad jokes in your repertoire. The chicken's only been in the oven for about 5-6 minutes, and it's about ready to come out. So I'm gonna bring it out, bring it over, and show you, and then the pasta should be ready in another minute or so. I just tested it, and it's still a bit crunchy for me, and not quite what I would call al dente. So we'll let it rest a bit longer. Give it another couple minutes. Let's bring this chicken out here. Look at that. What a pot full of goodness that is. So we're going to let it rest for a few minutes just to settle down, let the cheese set a little bit. And we're going to call it done. And so the pasta, I'm going to go check on it again. We'll keep talking as it goes. The timer's going off here, which was 9 minutes. So the package said 6 to 7, remember? We went for 9 minutes. I'm just going to grab a strand of it here. There's all sorts of different ways people have to test if it's good. I just like to try it. Just going to give it another minute or so here. And yeah, then supper's going to be ready. We'll scoop up a plate of this and show you what it's going to look like. I hope you try this sometime. Our website, which hopefully by the time this video up will be a decent website, is saucyshawns.com. SAUCYSHAWNS.com. You can also email me, Shawn at SaucyShawns, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And if you have any questions, anything you want to see me cook, anything I've cooked for you in the past that you want to see me make, send me a message, leave a comment. We'll try and get it up. Once we get up and running, we'll also make sure we get our recipes up and that you can see see all the ingredients for what we're actually making. So I'm going to drain the pasta now. 2 gloves this time because I've got to use both sides of the pot. I don't know, can they see this?
Yep.
We'll drain her into this colander here. There we go. Careful not to touch the pot. So there we go. We got our pasta, we got our chicken, we've got pasta scoop, and you know what's probably going to be really helpful for this? A plate.
Those do help.
So we're going to take some pasta. There we go. Oh, look at that. I like linguine. I like thicker noodles. We're going to take some chicken and cheese. Stick her on top there. Add some more of that saucy cheese to it. Oh, it drained a bit on the side of the plate there. Oh, well.
It's a messy meal.
Oh, look at that. A little bit of cheese coming up there.
There's a string.
Oh, there's another string of cheese. Oh, look at that. That's going to grab some of the salad. Put it right next to it because you don't want to have too much salad. And there you go. A nice, quick, easy meal. How's that? Look at the steam. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this. Share this video or tell other people about it. Get people watching me. And thanks for your time. Cheers.